The kitchen was looking like a battlefield. Pots and pans were thrown across the countertop, flour was spread on the kitchen floor, presenting a messy picture of luxury kitchen. A faint smell of something burning filled the kitchen. Vine stood in the middle of chaos, holding a whisk in one hand and her phone in the other, carefully following a recipe video. Whisk the eggs gently, the cook in the video said, but her whisking looked more like she was trying to summon a storm. She muttered under her breath. Few sprinkles of her batter flew and landed on her face, making her more frustrated. She angrily threw the bowl. The countertop and stormed her face. This is harder than dealing with Jungkook's mood swings. She has decided to cook dinner as a surprise for her Mafia husband Jungkook. It was not an easy marriage for both of them. Ryan found him dominant and egoistic, and Jungkook found her annoying at first, but now they were head over heels for each other. He was same useless for everybody, but a sweetheart for her. She wanted to make his favorite dinner from her own hands. She already imagined him kissing her hands in appreciation of delicious dinner. The thought made her giddy, but everything was a mess now. She felt like crying. She just overestimated herself and ordered all maids to leave her alone. Now she was all alone. Wine took a deep breath to calm herself and again started chopping vegetables for pasta. Jungkook's voice echoed from the hallway. Her eyes widened, hearing the heavy footsteps of her husband approaching in her direction. Before she could hide the evidence, he stopped into the kitchen. His dark eyes scanned the whole scene. One floor, the smoke filled air, and man standing in the middle of it all, covered in flour. He controlled himself from laughing hard at her wife's condition. Wine, what is going on? I was just cooking dinner. Cooking dinner? You mean destroying the kitchen? His gaze flickered to the slightly burnt pan on the stove. Oh, please, I was trying to do something nice for you, but clearly you don't deserve it. She snapped back to hide her embarrassment. Jungkook crossed his arm, leaning against the doorway. His white shirt was stretched across his broad chest, and his sleeves were rolled up, exposing his tattooed arm. My wife's trying to cook for me? How cute. He teased her with sweet playing on his lips. Don't tease me now, she pouted. He walked towards her chuckling. When he reached her, he took the knife from her hand. You were using this to chop vegetables? No wonder the kitchen is a war zone. Jungkook, I swear, stop it. He chuckled and stepped closer, towering her petite figure, making her feel it. No matter how time they have spent together, he has same effect on her. His closeness always makes her breathe irregular. His free hand reached out to her face, brushing a strand of hair from her face. You're a mess. If you're just here to mock me, you can leave. Instead of leaving, Jungkook turned to the stove. Move. Let me show you how it's done. You and cooking? I didn't know Mafia boxes took culinary classes. I am full of surprises, princess. She stepped aside, watching him as he rolled up his sleeves further and began inspecting the ingredients he had laid out. What you were actually trying to make? Pasta, soup, and vanilla cake. She muttered in a low voice. All right. He started shifting the extra stuff to the other counters, making space to place the correct ingredients. You should have started by prepping the vegetables, he said, giving her a knife. He washed capsicums, cherry tomatoes, and zucchini, forwarding it to Anne. Chop these. I am not your assistant chef. She muttered but obeyed him. She started clumsily cutting the vegetables. Jungkook glanced at her and chuckled. You are holding the knife wrong here. He stepped behind her, as his chest pressing against her back. His large hands covered her, adjusting her grip on the knife, like this. Her breath caught as her small figure was scooped by her husband from behind. The heat of his body and the scent of his cologne, it was intoxicating. I can do it, he stammered, trying to pull away, but he did not well. You were trembling. He snuggled his face in her neck, inhaling her scent. Is it the knife or me? Neither. He chuckled as the breath candle felt warm against her neck. Liar. Suddenly, he spun her around, pinning her against the counter. His hand rested on the other side of her, caging her in. Admit it, princess, you wanted to impress me. I was just bored, so I wanted to cook dinner. She tried to keep her voice as casual as possible, avoiding eye contact. Liar, you wanted my attention. She opened her mouth to argue, but there was pride in her throat. As his lips brushed against hers. It was barely a kiss, but it sent shiver down her spine. Jungkook. She breathed heavily as her hands clutched the counter behind her. Hmm? He tilted his head to graze his lips along her jawline. You are distracting me. She managed to say through her voice was shaky. He grinned, pulling back.